6Cs, receiving teachers and students. Thank you. You may take your seat. Class, today we are going to do a short exercise to revise on what we learned in our previous lesson. We will look at divide decimals by 100. I'd like you to do this. I'll give you only 1 minute to work out this answer on a rough piece of paper. As soon as you finish, we will go through the answer together. You can start. Just 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute is up. Anyone with an answer? Or?
0.989.
Excellent, 0.989. Let's look at the working out. We have 98.9 divided by 100. You will move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So your answer will be 0.989. Today, our lesson topic is on dividing a decimal by a decimal. We will look at dividing 6.8 divided by 0.2. Before we move on to our learning activity, I'd like you to identify which number is our dividend, or which number are we trying to divide or going to divide. Yes? Christina?
6.
6. Okay, thank you. We are trying to divide 6.8. Our dividend is 6.8, which is the number going to be divided, and the divisor is 0.2, which is the number doing the dividing. And our final answer is the quotient. Now I'd like you to observe carefully. Now you can see that 0.68 divided by 0.2. We are dividing how many decimals? I'll choose Mary-Liz. Is Mary-Liz here? Absent. Okay, I'll choose Uval. We are dividing how many decimals?
2.
All right, thank you. We are dividing 2 decimals. So I'd like you to watch carefully as we go through the steps. If we have 2 decimals being divided, the first thing we do, we use a fractional bar having the dividend as the numerator and the divisor as the denominator. This is how you place your question. You're going to rewrite it in another way. So you can see this is the dividend and this is the divisor. The next step, you change the divisor to a whole number by moving 1 decimal place to the right. In the divisor, how many decimal places do you see there? Lorraine?
1.
Thank you. Just one decimal place. Now you can see one decimal place. If we want to make it a whole number, we will move one decimal place to the right. When you move one decimal place to the right, 0.2 now becomes a whole number. And what do you think the whole number is? Ashanti? What do you think the whole number will be? I have moved the decimal point to the right. What is our new number?
2.
Excellent, 2. All right. Now, when you move one decimal place to the right, it is the same as multiplying by, can someone guess? When you move one decimal place to the right, it is the same as, in your previous lesson, I believe you learned a bit on that. Yes? Okay, anyone? Yes, let's have Emmanuel. Emmanuel has an answer. It is the same as doing something.
Multiplying by 10.
Excellent. It is the same as multiplying by 10. Remember, when you move to the right, you are multiplying. When you move to the left, what are you doing? The opposite, you are dividing. So please, those are the key concepts that you must understand. Let's now look at the next rule. When you move one decimal place to the right in the divisor, the dividend 2 will move one decimal place to the right. So what you do in the divisor, you must also do in the dividend. Can you see? So we have 0.68 is moved to the right one decimal place, similar to the divisor. So what do you think will our new number be? Yes? What's the new number in the dividend? What will be the new number?
0.8.
6.8. Excellent. Okay, it's going to be 6.8 because you're moving the decimal point one place to the right. So let's look. It is also the same as multiplying by 10. So this is how you write that's another way of writing it. One is when you're moving the decimal places. The other way is when you are multiplying by 10 in the divisor, then 10 in the dividend. You must always change the divisor first. Divisor is also like the denominator. Dividend is like the numerator. All right, you can see when you move, your answer is 6. Your new question is 6.8 divided by 2. Once you get your answer, you are now able to do your long division. We touched a bit on long division in our previous lesson, so you should be familiar. So use the long division method to divide. You place your divisor out of the division bar, and you place your dividend in the division bar. So the first two numbers we will divide. First thing we do, we divide. 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. So you will place 3 in the, what is this area representing? Anyone? Yes, Lorraine? Where will I place 3? Special name?
Quotient.
Excellent. In the quotient. So place 3 in the quotient. What's the next thing I do? Thank you. Or you will multiply. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. You will place 6 in the division bar. Then what's the next thing you do? take away, yes. 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. Then the next step, 2 divided by 0 cannot, so you will now look at the next number. But before you look at the next number, there's something there. What can you see there? Yes? What can you see there? Irvin?
Decimal point.
Well done. There's a decimal point there, so you deal with the decimal point first. You will place the decimal point in the quotient, and it must be in line with the decimal point in the dividend. Okay? The next thing you do, once you have placed the decimal point, you now bring down the 8 to make it 8. The next thing, anyone? Yes? What's the next thing you do?
Divide.
Divide. Well done. You will divide 8 divided by 2. You get 4. So you place 4 in the quotient. 4 times 2 is the next thing you will do. You will multiply. So 4 times 2 is 8. You place 8 in the quotient, then subtract 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. Do we divide further? No, that's the end of our long division. All right, now you have seen the steps. Using these steps, class, receiving teachers and students, please listen attentively. After you have seen the steps, you are now going to try this exercise. I will give you some minutes to complete this exercise. I'd like you to follow the steps. If it's possible, I'd like you to work with your friend, maybe work in pairs. So you share your ideas. If your friend is stuck, you will help your friend. If you are stuck, your friend will help you. So please help each other. I'll give you 5 minutes to do your exercise, and then we will go through the correction as a class. That's your first step, good. You haven't started yet? Okay. Here's that idea. Haven't started yet? Have you started yet? Okay. Don't forget, Always change the divisor first to a whole number. This is awesome. Should I flash? Should I flash back? All right, I will stop you there. We have come to the end of doing our exercise. 5 minutes is up. Receiving teacher, we will go through exercise A. Exercise B will be done in your own classroom. You will correct it with your class. Let's look at exercise A. If anyone has completed doing the working out to exercise A, I'd like someone to come in, write it up on the board. Any volunteer? Anyone who would like to display their working out to exercise A? No? Lorraine, would you like to display your working out? Yes, okay. Let's see if Lorraine has tried to grasp the steps in working out the exercise A. The others watch carefully. You will correct if there is a need for correction. Okay. All right, thank you very much, Lorraine. What do you think? Okay, I'll just place the working out, my working out against the one Lorraine has displayed. All right, let's see. The first thing you do, you will change the divisor to a, first thing you do, you will place the question using a fractional bar where you have the dividend as the numerator and the divisor as the denominator. The next thing you will do is you will change the divisor to a whole number. So here, how many decimal places do we have in the divisor? Yes or? How many decimal places in the divisor? 1. We only have 1. So if we move 1 decimal place to the right, it is the same as multiplying by 10. So we will multiply by 10 in the divisor as well as multiply by 10 in the dividend. Once you move your decimal place or multiply by 10, you now have your new number as the divisor 6 and the dividend 91.2. Once you get your new number, you are now able to do the long division, like what Lorraine has displayed. So we have 9 divided by 6 is equal to 1. 1 times 6 is 6. You subtract 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. 6 into 3 cannot, so you look at the next number, which is 1. You bring down 1 to make it 31. So 31 divided by 6 is equal to 5. 5 times 6 is equal to 30. You now subtract 31 minus 30 is equal to 1. So you can see Lorraine has subtracted in column. 1 minus 0 is 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. That's why she has the 0 there. You understand? So we have 31 minus 30 is equal to 1 or 0, 1. It's still equal to 1. So we have 1 divided by 6 cannot, so you will borrow, 1 divided by 6 cannot, so you will look at the next number. Before you look at the next number, there's something there, the decimal point. So before you look at the next number, you put the decimal point in the quotient in line with the one in the dividend. So we now bring down 2 to make it 12. 12 divided by 6 is equal to 2. 2 times 6 is equal to 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. So you can see the answer 15.2 is the correct answer to the long division. Now I'd like you to remember that you will practice in your own time with exercise B. You do it for homework. Okay, our summary for today. When dividing two decimals, always change the divisor to a whole number first. Then adjust the dividend by moving the decimal point to the right by the same number of decimal places moved in the divisor. Once you have that, you are now able to use the long division method where the decimal point in the quotient is in line with the decimal point in the dividend. Our key phrase for today, dividing two decimals. Next lesson topic, fraction to decimal. With that, sixes and receiving teachers and students, thank you very much for your participation. Thank you. You may take your seat.